mass movements are important. So, it is through mass movement that things are going to change. It's not through some individual who could be swayed by $1 billion, in the country and so forth, that we have to look at. So I think that, so trust is based on the kind of relationships that we have and the things that the work that we actually do. I think that part of it, particularly around those in the diaspora, those African Americans, right, is where the curriculum in Africa, and I don't know, I just want to know because I haven't seen it, where there's in the curriculum, in the schools, they teach about the Ma'afa, they teach about how we got to the diaspora, how we got to the Americas, right? And who is, lighting that candle for us to come back, right? And talking about it, and because this is how you begin to bridge the gap. But as a brother Rodney said, excuse me, is that if I'm sorry, so if we are looking at who is in fact the ones who are teaching us and providing the cultural framework for us, and we expect them to liberate us. That's not happening. So they've been choosing the leaders for us. This is the exact point that's happening in Cuba today, right? It's like we want a regime change, and we will hurt your children. We'll let them die. We won't let them have any oil or electricity until, the leadership change. So they're not worried about the people. They're worried about who they can put there to say, well, these are the business transactions we want to make or we want to do, and you can benefit. That's not in Cuba. That's in Africa. That's been in Africa. What happened to Patrice Lumumba? Right? What happened to the African leaders who have been assassinated? And what will happen if we don't protect those who are standing up on principle and demonstrating leadership based on the needs of the people and taking, initiative on behalf of shared values? So trust goes a long way in terms of how we begin to educate people about the divide, about the history of what's happening.